The handsome guy before us is the ice snow prince who descended from the sky. He's also the male lead of this story. His name is Ace. His heart is made of unmelting ice. If he falls in love, it will bring disaster. So he can't fall in love with anyone. Ever since he met the girl in front of him, everything changed. She is the female lead of this story, Jean Ainen. In the past 400 years, this is the first time Ace's heart has raced for a girl. He is very willful and cute. In life, he's a hardcore money-obsessed person and extremely stingy. However, the closer he gets to the girl, the more he can't control his desire to give her warmth. But his coldness always ends up hurting her. Now it's an extremely cold winter. The outdoor temperature has reached a shocking -30 degrees. Jean Ainen is taking a bath indoors. She's a girl who pays great attention to hygiene. Half an hour later, she walked out of the bathroom wrapped in a towel. Her figure is quite wow. Being stingy, she even times her baths precisely. She controls the time accurately down to the second. But that's not all. She also relies on the neighbor's Wi-Fi all year round. She even refuses to spend money to fix the leaking roof. Due to her constant Wi-Fi leaching, the neighbors changed the password out of frustration. She can only put down her phone for now. At this moment, unexpectedly, something unexpected is about to happen. Through the cracks in the ceiling, she saw a huge snowball falling from the sky. The next second, it mercilessly crashed through her roof, smashing the living room to pieces. This chaotic scene shocked the girl. She stood in the cold wind, dazed. After coming to her senses, she, who values money like life, didn't feel relieved about miraculously surviving. Instead, she started calculating the losses. The indoor appliances, ceiling construction costs, material fees, and so on. After finishing the calculation, the girl was so angry, she almost coughed up blood. This is all of my life savings. The next second, she rushed at the snowball and started attacking it. She punched and kicked while shouting, "Compensate me for my house. Pay me money, you damn snowball." Just as the girl was going crazy, something strange happened. This huge snowball was melting at a visible speed. The floor of the room quickly froze over, rapidly spreading towards her. The girl had never seen such a scene before. She was so scared that she kept backing away. For safety reasons, to avoid freezing herself, she immediately jumped onto the sofa. In a moment, the ice seemed to be spreading to the sofa. At this time, the ice surface stopped. The girl slowly got down and approached the snowball. The next second, there was a sudden boom. The snowball magically exploded. Incredibly, a man appeared inside. The silver-haired handsome guy in front of her is the Ice Snow Prince Ace. Jean Ainen looked at the silver-haired handsome guy in front of her, feeling confused. What on earth is this? Do I have a mental illness like my dad? While the girl hadn't yet come to her senses, Ace greeted her first. Huh! The girl instantly became alert. She looked at him and thought for a moment. The next second, she fiercely stretched out her hand and said, "You've destroyed my house like this. Quickly pay me. Pay me money." Hearing the girl's words, Ace was a bit confused. He expressed that he had no interest in money. Seeing that this guy had no intention of paying, Jean instantly became furious. "I don't care what you are. If you've damaged my house, you have to take responsibility. Based on the extent of damage to the house, the repair costs for furniture and appliances, plus my mental distress, you need to compensate me a total of 318,600 yuan. I don't have money, but I can help you repair the house. If that's the case, then listen carefully. I want the floor to be fully glazed marble. The main door must be a steel anti-theft door with a grade C lock core." Before the girl could finish speaking, Ace raised his hand high. In a flash, an ice snow palace was built. At this moment, the girl also closed her mouth. She looked at the surprising scene before her. Damn, am I dreaming? This is too magical. Ace looked at the girl's expression, thinking she seemed to be satisfied. However, the good times didn't last long. When accidents are bound to happen, they will. The newly built ice snow palace suddenly developed countless cracks and collapsed in an instant. The girl's face immediately darkened. "Is this your idea of fixing the house?" Ace said it wasn't his fault. It was the poor quality of her house's foundation. The girl smiled and grabbed Ace's hand, afraid he might run away. The next second, she dialed the emergency number. "Hello, 110? To the girl's surprise, she was put on hold due to busy lines. Just then, a block of ice fell from above. If it hit her, it would be fatal or cause serious injury. Ace was quick to react and swiftly pulled her away from danger. This sudden situation made them look into each other's eyes. The girl looked at the handsome guy in front of her, her heart pounding. Jean Ainen, you need to calm down. Don't be bewitched by his good looks. This guy still owes you a lot of money. However, at this moment, police sirens suddenly sounded outside. In a moment, the police had set up a cordon outside the house. By now, the place was surrounded by onlookers. The girl quickly hid behind a wall. How come there are so many reporters and police? The next moment, Jean Ainen suddenly freaked out. She remembered she wasn't dressed, only wrapped in a towel. All her clothes had been destroyed in the recent accident. She then asked Ace to quickly take her away. Ace was still confused. Just leave like this? What about your home? Jean angrily glared at Ace. If I'm photographed by reporters in this state, I'll drag you down with me. Helpless, Ace had no choice but to carry her away from the place. 22-year-old Jean Ainen is a female college student who is dedicated to working part-time jobs and earning money every day. Now she was with a man of unknown origin, rolling in a snowball. This was Ace's only way to escape the police's sight. It's now evening. Unexpectedly, this incident had already made it to the local TV station. Around 3 p.m. today, our city's Xiao district was hit by a localized heavy snowfall, causing a residential building to completely collapse. No casualties were found at the scene. At this time, a couple was passing by a small alley. They were discussing their plans to play cards tonight. Just as they were engrossed in their conversation, they seemed to hear a noise from a nearby corner. Driven by curiosity, the couple moved forward to check. The next second, they heard frantic shouting, "Don't take off my clothes! Help!" It turned out to be Jean Ainen and Ace. Unexpectedly, this tough girl had robbed the couple. She looked at the wallet in her hand, overjoyed. Surprisingly, there was an unexpected gain. Jean Ainen found a Love Hotel room card in the pocket of the clothes. Just as she was distracted, she noticed that Ace had disappeared. Jean Ainen immediately rushed forward, blocking Ace's path. "What are you trying to do? Did I allow you to leave?" Ace politely said he had something to do and couldn't go with her. But Jean Ainen wouldn't have it. She forcibly took him away. "That's none of my business. Before you pay back my money, you're not going anywhere." 10 minutes later, Jean forcibly brought him to the Honey Love Nest Hotel. He walked into the room and casually turned on the light. The next second, he turned around and was completely stunned. Ace's head was covered with an ice umbrella. Jean curiously asked what he was doing. "Why is there a sun in this room?" Jean ignored this idiot and walked towards the couple's bed. She took off her coat and sat down, feeling the soft mattress. It would be a waste not to do something on such a nice mattress. Jean saw him shivering and hiding behind the curtain. At this moment, she also noticed Ace's abnormality. Then she walked over with a table lamp. Ace said the power of this sun was too strong. Seeing he was afraid, Jean put away the lamp the next moment. "You weirdo, what exactly are you? An alien?" At this time, the ice cover above Ace began to melt. He didn't answer Jean Ainen's question. Jean Ainen continued to ask, "If you're not an alien, then what about X-Men? Like Wolverine and Magneto, mutants with superpowers?" After Jean Ainen's words, he still didn't speak. Seeing he didn't answer, Jean Ainen felt a bit disappointed. Then she asked if he had any special talents. "What else can you do besides building ice houses?" At this moment, Ace finally reacted. He slowly raised his hand. The next second, a beautiful ice butterfly appeared out of thin air. As Ace cast his spell, one ice butterfly after another rose into the air. Jean Ainen was amazed by this magical scene. "It's so beautiful." While she was immersed in the beautiful sight before her, the next second she started calculating in her mind. If she could make money with this superpower, she would definitely become the richest person in the country. Ha ha ha. Thinking of this, Jean couldn't help but excitedly kiss him. Then she said to Ace, "Good night, my god of wealth. Rest early." The girl's action just now made Ace recall the past. A cute little girl holding a rose appeared in his mind. Ace was wearing a white suit with a delicate and handsome face. He was simply the dream man of countless girls. Half an hour later, Jean Ainen also fell asleep. In her dream, she came to a ginkgo tree. Here, she fantasized about meeting her mister right one day. Then he turned into a big gold coin and stayed with her forever. Just as she was laughing while hugging the big gold coin in her dream, she was awakened by a bone-chilling cold. Shivering in a daze, she woke up from her dream the next second. Opening her eyes, she was completely confused and instantly jumped up from the floor. "Damn, what the hell is going on? Why am I sleeping on the floor?" Jinan couldn't figure out the situation for a moment. Just as she stood up and was about to get into bed, her foot slipped. With a thud, she fell into Ace's arms. This sudden fall instantly woke Ace up. At this moment, these two idiots looked at each other, not knowing what to do. Jean Ainan's face instantly turned red. Embarrassed, she could only shyly say, "Good morning." Unexpectedly, another unexpected situation occurred. The next second, the couple they robbed last night burst in with the police. The handsome guy at the door said, "Officer, it's the people inside. They stole our clothes and personal items." Jean Ainan was stunned when she saw the couple bringing the police. The pretty girl saw that they seemed to be ready to play cards, and the next moment she shyly covered her eyes. The police officer picked up a small whip nearby and couldn't help but sigh. Young people these days really know how to have fun. The next second, the couple found their belongings nearby. They found their ID cards, wallets, and everything else. "All right, we've caught you red-handed. You two, come with us." Hearing this, Jean instantly panicked. This is bad. If they go to the police station, it'll be big trouble. Then she turned her gaze to Ace. "You little brat, we can't be taken away. Quick, think of a way to get us out of here, Ace." This guy wasn't a coward either. He immediately shielded the girl behind him, playing the hero. Ace stretched out his hand and began to cast a spell to take her away. Then suddenly, an ice wall appeared, blocking them from the others. Ace whispered to Jinan, "This ice wall can only last for 3 seconds." His "can only last for 3 seconds" almost made Jinan spit blood in anger. "What did you say? Then hurry up and think of another way. Quickly get me out of here." Ace took the opportunity to pick her up and walk towards the window. However, the police officer wasn't idle either. With an elbow strike, he broke through the ice wall. "You two lovebirds, don't run. Come with me to the station for some fun." Ace, carrying Jinan, leaped out, breaking through the Chinese-made tempered glass. Jinan didn't expect this guy to escape in such a way. She was so scared that she started screaming. Although frightened, there was no other choice at the moment. The next second, Jinan realized something was wrong. "This is the 167th floor. Damn it, your escape technique is really first class, huh? Are you trying to meet the king of hell directly?" At this moment, Ace suddenly spread a pair of ice crystal wings. Before Jinan could marvel at this, she heard the sound of ice cracking behind her. Sure enough, this 3-second man was unreliable. Then Jean Ann's scream pierced the sky as they fell straight down from the air. As luck would have it, they landed right in a garbage bin. At this moment, both were in a mess. Jinan, holding a banana peel in her hand, exploded in anger. "I must have committed some terrible sins in my past life to meet this guy." After saying this, she threw a soda can away. However, in a nearby cafe, a waitress was flirting with a handsome red-haired CEO in front of her. "Your coffee is ready. It's the best coffee in our shop." As the girl handed it over, she also left her contact information. The girl's eyes were sparkling as she looked at the red-haired man, completely smitten. The red-haired man said the coffee was good and rewarded the girl with a 100 yuan tip. At the same time, he also rejected the girl's hint for a date. But this wasn't surprising. A domineering CEO like him surely wouldn't be interested in such an ordinary girl. Just as he was about to lift the coffee to taste it, another accident occurred. Suddenly, a red soda bottle hit him on the head. The coffee he had just sipped sprayed out. The red-haired CEO was now in a mess. His previous elegance was completely gone. Angrily, he turned around. Gina noticed the red-haired man storming towards them, which made her instantly feel uneasy. The red-haired man's aura was very powerful. Gina vaguely realized that she might have offended someone formidable. As the red-haired man approached, Gina hurriedly bowed and apologized. "I'm sorry, sir. Although we were at fault first, you spilled the coffee yourself, didn't you? So, if you want to charge me for dry cleaning, I don't have a single penny." The red-haired man smiled slightly without saying a word. Then he took out a handkerchief from his pocket. Gently taking Jean Ann's hand, he said, "Little sister, you seem to be hurt. Let Big Brother help you clean up." The red-haired man's actions left Jean a bit confused. She didn't speak or refuse. But Ace beside her was fuming. Seeing someone trying to hit on his girl, Ace immediately started to use his power. He stretched out his hands, and a barrier appeared in front of the red-haired man. "You're not allowed to come near me," Jean whispered behind him. "You stupid ice cube. What are you doing? Put that thing away quickly." Ace and the red-haired man locked eyes, but he didn't confront him directly. Ace sensed a dangerous aura from the red-haired man. While he was wondering about the man's identity, Jean, fearing the red-haired man might take him away, hurriedly explained, "I'm sorry, handsome. Sorry if we scared you. Actually, my friend is a magician. Amazing, right?" "Huh?" The red-haired man clearly didn't believe it. "Is that really so?" Just then, Ace fainted due to excessive mana consumption. Jinan quickly rushed forward, calling out, "Ice Cube, what's wrong with you? Wake up, Ice Cube." As Ace closed his eyes, he thought, "Is this my limit? I can't fall yet. He's still waiting for me." Ace finally collapsed, losing consciousness. In her panic, Jinan had no choice but to rush him to the hospital for emergency treatment. Soon, Ace was pushed into the operating room. Jinan waited outside while the doctors did their best to save him, even using defibrillation and artificial respiration. However, his heart eventually stopped beating. After a while, Ace was wheeled out. The doctor said they had done their best. "Family members, please say your final goodbyes. I'm sorry, we couldn't save him." Jinan lifted the white sheet. The next second she broke down. "You bastard, wake up right now. Did you hear me? I won't let you die like this. You still owe me money. Did you hear that? Get up and pay me back. You irresponsible jerk." After her outburst, Jinan finally calmed down. Only then did she remember that Ace wasn't an ordinary person and wouldn't die so easily. Then, she recalled the things that had happened between them. Jinan cupped Ace's face with both hands and slowly leaned in. She thought, maybe this will work. "Please, you must wake up." The next second, Jinan kissed him. This action shocked everyone around. Even the red-haired man was at a loss. Under Jinan's kiss, peach blossoms outside the window bloomed, with petals flying like snowflakes. They floated through the window into the hospital, falling around the two. The next moment, a miracle truly happened. The dead Ace miraculously opened his eyes and came back to life. His ice heart also resumed beating. Ace opened his eyes in shock. What the hell is going on? He was amazed that she could awaken the vampire's ice lotus state. Could it be because of thinking of the embarrassing moment just now? Ace actually cupped the girl's cheeks. The innocent Jean and hadn't reacted yet. While she was at a loss, Ace started to lean in. Obviously, he wasn't satisfied and wanted to deepen the exchange. At this point, Jean avoided him. Then she exploded. "You're awake and still trying to take advantage of me? Do you want me to slap you flat?" This scene left the doctors beside them stunned. My God, this is unbelievable. He clearly had no heartbeat just now. Did I perform a fake surgery? The red-haired man who had followed Jean and was preparing to leave. It's been a while since I've seen a vampire. How should I entertain this surviving guest? Just then, a beautiful red-haired girl walked over. From her conversation with the nurse, it was clear she was looking for someone. The red-haired girl stormed inside, obviously not getting the answer she wanted from the nurse. At this moment, the red-haired man brushed past her. The next second, the red-haired man smiled slightly, instantly gathering a ball of fire in his hand. He stood in front of the red-haired girl, seemingly doing something. The next moment, the red-haired man stood up. The red-haired girl's expression suddenly went blank, as if hypnotized. The man whispered to her, "Follow that silver-haired man. Find out his whereabouts for me." Just then, Jinan and Ace walked out of the operating room. "You stupid Ice Cube, do you know how expensive hospitals are? Do you know how much money I have to spend again?" As Jinan was complaining, the red-haired girl noticed them. People around Jean and were pointing and whispering. She continued grumbling, "I haven't paid back my debts and you're giving me new bills. Do you know how hard it is to make money now?" The next moment, the red-haired girl stood in front of them. "I'll pay his bill." Jean looked confused, then curiously asked, "Who are you?" Ignoring Jean Ann's greeting, she directly approached Ace. "Hello, handsome. I'm Shui Yuning. Can we be friends?" Ace agreed and shook hands with the girl, flirting. The next second, the girl linked arms with Ace, inviting him to eat Japanese food. This guy immediately agreed when he heard about free food. They ignored Jean and couldn't hold back anymore. She pulled Ace into her arms. Hey, he's my person. When did I agree for you to take this man away?" He walked out of the snow and wind alone. In this strange world, I'm the first person he met, so no matter what happens, I won't be separated from him. If you insist on taking him away, then take both of us. After Jean Ann's speech, the girl seemed at a loss, but she had no reason to refuse. On the other side, the nurse who had just spoken with the girl came to report. "Dr. Gu, this is the ward round record for room 107. Please take a look." While Dr. Gu was checking the record, the nurse remembered the red-haired girl. "Oh, Dr. Gu, your little childhood sweetheart came to the hospital looking for you again." The next moment, Dr. Gu's face darkened. "Shui Yuning came again?" "Yes, I told her you weren't here." Before the nurse could finish, Dr. Gu had already left. It's hard to imagine the story between them. At this time, Shui Yuning and the others had arrived at the Japanese restaurant. The waiter was introducing their exotic dishes. Ladies and gentlemen, these are fresh sashimi, just air-shipped from Japan. They're very fresh. Please eat plenty. Then Ace picked up the exotic Japanese dish. With a gentle wave of his hand, the sashimi in the plate instantly froze, shocking the red-haired girl. Big brother, that's amazing. So amazing. I've never seen such a magical scene before. How did you do that? Jinan watched them chatting warmly, feeling annoyed inside. I must endure. Just bear it until we finish eating. After the meal, I must separate these two. At this moment, the girl poured another glass of sake for Ace. She told him it was the best sake in this restaurant. I asked the owner to bring it out specially. Try it quickly. Ace looked at the girl affectionately and asked, "What is this thing called alcohol?" It's an elixir that makes people reveal their true feelings. It can also make people feel euphoric. At this point, Jinan spoke up, Hey, do you know how to drink? If you do, don't be reckless." Unexpectedly, he was quite impulsive. Before Jinan could finish speaking, this guy had already downed it in one gulp. After 2 ounces of sake, Ace's face instantly turned bright red. Jinan quickly leaned forward with concern. After all, he could potentially become her future money tree. Big Ice Cube, are you okay? Big Icicle, how do you feel? The next moment, Ace suddenly turned and cornered Jinan, looking at her affectionately. Ace's heart was racing. It seemed he wanted to have a deep conversation with her. Jinan, looking at the silver-haired handsome guy in front of her, decided to remain reserved. Big Ice Cube, what are you trying to do? Let go of me quickly. Ace grabbed Jinan's hand and asked breathlessly, "What magic do you possess? Every time I get close to you, my heart feels like it's suffocating. I can't breathe." At this moment, the girl's expression became blank again. It turned out to be the red-haired man's doing. He could spy on them through the girl's eyes. The red-haired man sat on a first-class sofa, drinking and watching them. He thought, it seems the relationship between this woman and him is quite interesting. Thinking this, the red-haired man used his magic again. He gathered a ball of fire, then had the girl take them to a place. "I heard you're looking for a place to stay. I happen to have one. My friend has an empty house in the suburbs. You can stay there temporarily. Why are you helping us repeatedly? For no reason." The girl told Jean and that this house was old and dilapidated, with a bad surrounding environment. It had been difficult to rent out. Most importantly, some supernatural incidents had occurred in this house. The stingy big sister Jean and ultimately couldn't resist the temptation of free accommodation. But upon entering, she was somewhat surprised. This free house was much better than imagined. The household items were quite complete. There were even clothes in the wardrobe. The next second, the curtain ring above suddenly fell off. The curtain landed right on top of Jean Ann's head. Ace looked at her calmly. Then he snapped his fingers. Unexpectedly, the curtain that had just fallen off miraculously returned to its original position. Jean Ann looked at him in surprise. "What's going on?" He came to Jean Ann's side, brushed her hair aside, and told her these were vampire spirits. They could do simple things according to your inner wishes. Do some simple things. The next moment, 2 embarrassing shadows appeared on the ground. The scene of wanting to play cards. Obviously, this was their inner desire. Ace looked at the illusion of their inner thoughts appearing on the ground, a bit confused. The next second, Jean Ann ran away shyly. "Go away. It's not what you think." Half an hour later, they started cleaning the room. Jean Ann, carrying the washed bed sheets, was about to go to the rooftop to dry them. She told Ace to watch the house carefully. He hummed a tune, seeming to be in a good mood. At this time, he saw a handkerchief in the basin. Looking at the handkerchief, he remembered it was the one the red-haired man had given him that day. Just as he was thinking about the red-haired man with lingering feelings, suddenly, a strange wind blew, carrying his handkerchief away. The handkerchief was blown to the stairs. He quickly followed, trying to catch it. He chased it all the way downstairs. The girl was panting from exhaustion. As Jean Ann bent over to rest, unexpectedly, the red-haired man appeared again and picked up the handkerchief. Jean Ann looked up, somewhat at a loss. "Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? I haven't thanked you for the other day yet." Before Jean Ann could finish speaking, the red-haired man started approaching her. The next moment, he used his magic again. A flame appeared out of thin air. "From now on, you are mine. This is our first meeting." Jean Ann suddenly widened her eyes. Then she pinched the red-haired man's face. She said, "Is your brain broken? Didn't we just meet a few days ago? This is the handkerchief you left that day. Don't you remember?" The red-haired man looked at the girl in front of him, thinking, it doesn't work on her? How is this possible? A moment later, the red-haired man had been brought back home by Jean Ann. During this process, he also introduced himself. The red-haired man said he worked as a part-time model and was also an amateur photographer. "I didn't expect that besides being a part-time model, you're also a professional photographer." He said he was also learning magic in his spare time, humbly stating he was very amateur. That fire hypnosis magic you just did really startled me. As they were chatting enthusiastically, the room started to freeze over again. Jinan immediately thought that it must be that idiot Ace causing trouble again. She quickly stood up and told the red-haired man, "I have an urgent matter at home. Let's chat another day." After the red-haired man left, he began to recall Jean Ann's unusual behavior. Could she actually see my flame? What's the deal with this woman? At this time, Jinan angrily rushed into Ace's room. She said, "Didn't I tell you not to make ice cubes at home? Why did you do this again?" "I don't know why. My abilities suddenly went out of control just now." Looking at the ice in the room, Jinan suddenly thought of a way to make money. Jinan acted quickly and soon arrived at the market. Super delicious fancy ice cream, 10 yuan each. Because their ice cream was different from others, it immediately attracted many customers. 2 egg spirit ice creams, please. I want a snow butterfly cone. Alright, please wait a moment. It'll be ready soon. At this time, Ace picked up a cone and prepared to use his magic. In the blink of an eye, a snow butterfly cone was ready. This operation instantly caught the eyes of the pretty girls, immediately followed by cheers from the pretty girls. "So handsome. Too handsome. What should we do? What should we do?" "Excuse me, silver-haired handsome guy. Can I take a photo with you? Just one is fine." Ace, not understanding this world well enough yet, asked Jean and what a photo was. The money-obsessed Jean thought for a moment, then grabbed Ace's collar. "Of course you can take a photo, but you need to buy another ice cream." Jean didn't expect that so many girls would want to take photos with him. At this time, their business could be described as extremely hot. It wasn't just cute girls who liked Ace. There were also very attractive young wives coming to take photos with him. After the bustling period, Jean counted the cash in her hand, feeling delighted. She also received various cute gifts from his fangirls. At this moment, Ace looked at the photos on the camera and asked Jean why these people wanted to take pictures with him. If you like someone, you want to freeze a certain moment forever to keep it existing. Taking photos is a way to preserve beautiful memories. Hearing that this moment could be preserved forever, Ace glanced at Jean. Then he wanted to take a photo with her. "If that's the case, we should have one like that too." At this moment, unexpectedly, another unexpected situation occurred. Ace's heart started racing again. This reminded him of his past experiences. Ace was seen rescuing a little girl from a burning fire. This blonde little girl kept crying and calling for her mother. Later, the Ice Clan and the Blood Clan started a great war. Obviously, the Fire Clan people and Ace were evenly matched in combat power. But after hundreds of rounds of battle, the Fire Clan people were beaten until they spat tomato juice. After Ace resolved the battle, a subordinate came to report, "Your Highness, we've captured a foreign woman among the Fire Clan prisoners. Should we dispose of her? Keep her for now. We must not kill innocents indiscriminately." What Ace didn't know was that this subordinate was actually a Fire Clan member in disguise. When he was completely unprepared, the Fire Clan members suddenly attacked him. Thinking of this, Ace gradually began to regain consciousness. A month later, Jean had earned her first bucket of gold during this period. The two came to the bank to process a repayment. As they were queuing, Ace felt it was too hot here and was about to go out for some fresh air. Jean suddenly stood up and called out to him. She reminded him that the sun was strong outside and not to wander around. Meanwhile, she handed him a parasol, saying she would come find him after finishing her business. "The umbrella is new, bought just for you. You're dead if you damage it." Jean Ann's concern made Ace feel warm inside. Then he walked towards the main entrance. Unexpectedly, the red-haired guy and that girl Shui Yuning mysteriously appeared here again. From the red-haired guy's expression, it wasn't hard to see that this guy was up to something again. In no time, the red-haired guy had wandered around the bank lobby. By this time, Jean was also almost done with her loan repayment business. 5 minutes later, Jean walked out of the lobby. However, she didn't see Ace. The next second, she became anxiously frantic. Where did that ice cube go? I hope nothing happened to him. As she was anxiously searching, a hand tapped her shoulder from behind. Jean turned her head to look. It was Ace, and she immediately lost her composure. "Didn't I tell you not to wander off? You idiot, you almost scared me to death." As she was complaining, Ace took her hand. Come, follow me to a place. I have a gift for you. Hearing the word gift, Jean was a bit surprised. Before Jean could ask where they were going, she was directly taken away by him. It turned out that the Ace beside Jean was actually the red-haired guy in disguise. The real Ace was still sitting by the roadside, waiting for Jean. The red-haired guy and Shui Yuning split up. One was responsible for taking Jean away, while Shui Yuning came to Ace's side to divert his attention. She sat down next to Ace and started flirting. Brother Ace, this flower is so beautiful. I really like it. Can you give it to me? I can't, Miss Shui. This is for an in. The next second, Shui Yuning, this flirtatious girl, suddenly sat on Ace's lap. Brother Ace, let me stay by your side instead of Jean and. On the other side, the red-haired guy took Jean into a secluded place. Jean sensed something was wrong. Then she asked him, Ice Cube, why did you bring me here? It's dark everywhere. The red-haired guy didn't speak. With a bang, he closed the door. It was pitch black here. It was so dark you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. She kept calling out for Ice Cube in fear. Where are you? Then the red-haired guy stood in front of Jean and. At this moment, she was so scared that she instantly got goosebumps. You're not Ace. What on earth are you? The red-haired guy used magic, gathering a ball of fire in his hand, looking at Jean and fiercely. Let's play a little game. This game is called Burn Me to Death. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ace was using the parasol to force Shui Yuning to back off. Miss Shui, I don't like people getting too close to me. How am I inferior to that poor girl? Why can't I replace her by your side? Ace slowly opened the umbrella again and took back the flower that Shui Yuning had snatched. He told her, and it is different from you. To me, she is special, even irreplaceable. Shui Yuning was a bit confused. What does irreplaceable mean? Because there seems to be something I want in her body, Ace said, and left without looking back. By this time, Jean had already been tied up by the red-haired guy. He stood in front of her, ready to act. Jean cried loudly in fear, constantly shouting, No, no! Then the red-haired guy reached out and grabbed her mouth. Such a beautiful face. It's a pity it's about to be ruined. Little girl, don't blame Big Brother. The next second, the red-haired guy's hand, engulfed in flames, slowly reached towards her head. In this critical moment, Jean unconsciously called out Ace's name. At this moment, Ace suddenly froze. Surprisingly, he actually felt it, and he had a premonition that Jean was in danger. Ace hurriedly began to search for her whereabouts. And where are you? Where on earth are you? 3 hours later, it was already evening. Ace still hadn't found her whereabouts. Jean was now being burned by the red-haired guy's fierce fire. Finally, Jean couldn't hold on and fell down. The red-haired guy saw there was no movement. He came over to look and was directly stunned. Damn it, how is this possible? This girl wasn't burned by the fire. How can this be? The unconscious Jean felt someone calling her. And in little sleepyhead, it's time to wake up. Unexpectedly, in her dream, she saw her mother. The next second, she sat up and shouted, Mom, wait, don't go. Then her mother disappeared from her dream. Meanwhile, the red-haired guy looked at Jean in shock. He thought, it's been 800 years. No one has ever been able to see the flames on my body, nor resist my illusory fire hypnosis. Moreover, no one has ever been able to withstand these scorching fire seeds unscathed. If you are the irreplaceable special person that Vampire Boy mentioned, then I'll have to destroy you myself. The red-haired guy closed the door and left. The fire here was getting more and more fierce. On Ace's side, he had been searching for a whole day without results. He also felt an ominous premonition, and this feeling was getting stronger. The next second, Ace rose into the air and cast a spell. In an instant, countless flying little ice people appeared. The little ice people quickly spread to every corner of the city. They soon discovered where Jean was hidden. Ace arrived above the location in an instant. Ace pushed open the door. The scene before his eyes directly shocked him. Seeing Jean surrounded by intense illusory fire, he couldn't hold back anymore. Ace ran towards Jean alone. At this moment, he was reckless, putting his own safety aside, only wanting to rescue as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, the red-haired guy was sitting on a rooftop nearby, watching them. These vampire guys really like to court death. Is he the last survivor of that war? A moment later, Ace was about to come out carrying Jean in. However, even though Ace used ice and snow magic, he still couldn't completely extinguish the illusory fire here. This showed that the red-haired guy's power was extraordinary. Seeing this scene, the red-haired guy's eyes widened. How is this possible? What exactly does this woman have that makes the vampire boy willing to risk his life for her? Half an hour later, Ace brought her back home. Jinan woke up at this time. Ice Cube, how did you get hurt like this? What on earth happened? His heart isn't glowing. I can barely hear his heartbeat. Do I have to use that method from last time to revive him? Thinking of this, Jinan immediately leaned in. She seemed to like using this method to save people. Unexpectedly, before Jinan could kiss him, Ace opened his eyes. Jinan was startled and quickly explained, "Don't misunderstand, I wasn't going to do anything." Ace was clearly severely injured. He weakly said, "I need ice and water." After Jinan prepared the ice water, she helped him to the bathtub, and she helped him take off his burnt clothes. Jinan touched Ace's wounds and sincerely said thank you to him. Ace felt a sharp pain when his wounds were touched. Jinan stared at him and said, "I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to." The next second, Ace suddenly grabbed her hand and said, "If you feel sorry, then join me in this ice bath." Ace, this guy, clearly wanted to deepen his connection with Jinan. Jinan and Ace. After last night's emotional bonding game in the bathtub, Ace's wounds have now almost fully recovered. The next day, Jinan started school. At school, she was a genuine top student. As she walked to the school gate, never late, she suddenly stopped. The reason was that she discovered Ace secretly following her. "Didn't I tell you not to come? The person who hurt you hasn't been found yet. I'm really worried about you." Ace walked up to her and said seriously that he wanted to protect her. Jinan glanced away, feeling a bit embarrassed, but she was pleased inside. And so, the blonde girl and the silver-haired boy walked through the school gates. Jinan was also a beloved campus beauty at school. As soon as she entered the campus, she attracted the adoration of many admirers. "Goddess, campus beauty, I love you. Finally, I've seen my little one in." As the scene became too chaotic, Jinan calmly took out her phone. "Is this security guard way? There's a student gathering at Qingchuan Road in the South Campus. Please come and handle it." At this moment, another campus heartthrob appeared. He knelt on one knee with flowers in hand, confessing to Jinan. After he said those cheesy words, Ace stepped out with a dark face. At this moment, he said fiercely, "Get lost. Damn it, am I invisible to you?" Ace was signaling to those who liked Jinan, indicating that she was already taken. This powerful aura instantly scared them witless. Jinan was also a bit surprised by his earlier action. On the way, she asked Ace, "Were you angry just now?" "Not really. I just didn't like seeing those guys pestering you like that." Hearing this, Jinan was very happy inside. The next second, Shui Yuning suddenly popped out and hugged her. "Hey, big brother, we meet again. Did you miss me?" At this moment, Jinan was a bit displeased. "Why are you here? Don't middle schoolers have to study and do homework nowadays? Who are you calling a middle schooler? I'm a university student here." Jinan learned from Shui Yuning that she was a first-year university student. She immediately stated that she was in her 4th year, telling her to call her senior. Ace immediately gave a thumbs up. In this verbal sparring, Jinan clearly won. Just as these two were feeling smug, Shui Yuning started flirting again. She immediately grabbed Ace's collar and said, "Mr. Ace, are you free later? I really want to have a romantic date with you." This blatant provocation infuriated Jinan. She then prepared to drag him to class with her. To her great surprise, he actually shook off Jinan's hand. Ace looked at Shui Yuning and told Jinan that he had plans. At this point, Jinan clenched her fists, suppressing her anger. "If that's the case, I hope you have fun, senior from the 4th year," she said and turned to leave. Ace wanted to say something, but held back, feeling a bit upset inside. By evening, they arrived at a hotel by the sea. Shui Yuning ordered Japanese Wagyu steak and a bottle of La Rioja wine. Ace's behavior clearly showed no interest in the date. His eyes even revealed a hint of killing intent. Then Shui Yuning spoke. "Mr. Ace seems to be in low spirits. Are you still thinking about Sister Inin? What's your relationship with the Fire Clan? Why are you targeting Inin? Why are you approaching us? What are your intentions?" As Ace spoke, his eyes revealed a murderous intent. Even the lampshade in the corner was shattered by his powerful inner force. Shui Yuning remained silent for a long time, looking confident. At this moment, Ace was completely enraged. The next second, he held an ice sword against Shui Yuning's throat. "What exactly do you want to get? Damn it, answer me quickly. I really didn't expect you to figure it out." At this moment, Ace was furious. "Speak up, what's your purpose?" By now, Shui Yuning's throat had been pierced. He calmly said, "Of course it's to take his life. The master should have succeeded by now. As long as he's dead, whatever you want to get from him, it's impossible now." At this time, Jinan was walking home from school, feeling very upset. "Am I alone again now? What am I hoping for? Really? Just then, her surroundings suddenly lit up. Jean turned around and saw many balloons appearing out of nowhere. There was also a person standing there holding flowers. Unable to see the person's face clearly, she thought it was Ace. Her feelings of disappointment immediately disappeared. This person was slowly approaching her. At this moment, his face was revealed to Jean, and seeing it wasn't her big ice cube. Ace, she curiously asked, "Who are you?" "Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is my love for you." The lovesick boy took out a ring and whispered in Jean Ann's ear, "And will you be my girlfriend?" Jean immediately pushed away the lovesick boy. "Sorry, I'm not interested. Where did this psycho come from? Actually trying to hit on me." Unexpectedly, the lovesick boy suddenly leaped into the air, holding a dagger and stabbing towards Jean. She was so scared that her expression froze, feeling that she was definitely going to die this time. At this critical moment, Red Hair suddenly appeared, standing in front of Jean and N. Then Red Hair's tomato juice gushed out. Red Hair's heroic rescue was very successful. At this time, Jean hadn't fully recovered from the recent shock. Red Hair's reaction was still very quick. He turned around and delivered a roundhouse kick. He kicked the lovesick boy dozens of meters away, who fell to his knees but still seemed unsatisfied. The next second, Red Hair seemed to be a bit unsteady. "Mr. He, you're hurt. I'll call the police now. Just hang on a bit longer." Before Jean could finish speaking, the lovesick boy leaped into the air and cast a spell. They were already trapped in a giant formation. At this critical moment, an ice wall repelled Red Hair's formation. At this critical moment, Ace arrived just in time. Jean was overjoyed to see her big ice cube. The lovesick boy gathered strength from above, preparing to strike again. "Everything about the Blood Clan, I will destroy it all with my own hands today." Ace used an ice shield to defend against the lovesick boy's attack. A moment later, Ace's shield began to crack. The next second, the lovesick boy broke through Ace's defense. He charged straight towards Jean and N. Ace, worried about his N, shouted excitedly, "N!" The next moment, Red Hair stepped forward and said, "Stab his back. The weak point is on the left shoulder." Then he threw 2 sharp daggers. Ace leaped to catch the daggers. He plunged one deep into the lovesick boy's left shoulder from above and the other into his kidney. Immediately after, the lovesick boy miraculously began to disappear. Jean watched this scene in astonishment. What on earth was that person? How did he vanish? Ace walked up to Red Hair, pointing an ice arrow at him and questioning, "Who are you? Why do you know the weakness of the Fire Clan people? What exactly is your relationship with the Fire Clan?" Jean was very confused by Ace's behavior. "Big Ice Cube, Mr. E is our neighbor. How could he be from the Fire Clan?" Red Hair pondered for a moment, then dropped a bombshell. "He's right. I've known about the Fire Clan people for a long time. I've been trying to investigate their whereabouts. They killed my lover. They killed the person I cared about the most. My lover's name was Haidang. She had waist-length hair. She was exceptionally beautiful. We were deeply in love. We promised to love each other for a lifetime. But later, I could never see her again. In the end, she said to me tearfully, 'Rangij, goodbye.'" Now, Red Hair had finished telling his story. By this time, the blood on his back had stained his clothes red. Due to excessive blood loss, he finally passed out. Soon after, an ambulance rushed to the scene. Red Hair was taken to the hospital and sent to the operating room. Jean went to fill out the registration form. She asked Ace to go to the second floor to get the test results. Ace's hesitant look made Jean a bit impatient. "What are you still suspecting about Mr. He?" "Forget it. I'll go get it myself." 10 minutes later, she had completed the procedures and got the test results. Then she came to the door of the ward. By this time, Red Hair's surgery was over, and he had regained consciousness. He looked at Jean and expressed his gratitude. "I'm really sorry for causing you trouble. No, I should be the one thanking Mr. He for saving me. Mr. He, you got injured because of saving me. I'll find a way to repay you for the hospital expenses." The next second, Red Hair reached out his hand, wanting her to sit down. Just then, Ace suddenly appeared, clearly jealous. He took Jean and Anne's hand and said, "You're not allowed to touch him." Red Hair sat up, feeling a sharp pain in his wound. Jean shook off Ace's hand and hurriedly moved forward to show concern. "Mr. He, are you all right? You really shouldn't move at a time like this." After comforting Red Hair, she turned and began to scold Ace, the big ice cube. "Haven't you had enough? If it weren't for Mr. He saving me, do you think I'd still be standing here in front of you? Mr. He saved me. But what about you? Who was it that left me alone at school? Ace was indeed wronged. He explained with a serious expression, and then, "It's not what you think. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have left you behind." Red Hair, full of schemes, watched them. He thought to himself, a survivor of the Blood Clan and a woman immune to both fire and ice. This is getting more and more interesting. Time passed quickly. 5 days later, it was the day for Red Hair to be discharged from the hospital. Ace and Jean came together to pick him up from the hospital. 10 minutes later, they escorted Red Hair to his doorstep. Red Hair invited them in to rest for a while. After entering, Jean looked around, admiring the decoration style of the house. As Red Hair hadn't been home recently, the room was covered in dust. Jean thought for a moment, then said to Ace, "Ice Cube, you clean up this area, I'll go clean over there." They divided the work clearly and began the big cleanup. As Jean was wiping the vase on the table, she accidentally knocked over the decorative vase. She instinctively reached out to catch it. Unexpectedly, she lost her balance and almost fell. Red Hair instantly teleported behind Jean steadying her and catching the falling vase. Jean turned around and started praising Mr. He. "You're so amazing. You really scared me just now." "It's nothing, just a little magic trick. By the way, Miss Jean, I have something I'd like to ask for your help with. I had a photo shoot scheduled with a magazine tomorrow, but my injury hasn't healed yet. I wonder if it would be convenient for Ace to go in my place. It won't take long, and the hourly rate should be quite high." When Jean heard about the high pay, she quickly sat up and started thinking. She remembered Ace's previous appearance with his handsome silver hairstyle. If possible, they could earn a lot of money. Thinking about the money, she immediately agreed. "It's a deal. Ice Cube has agreed." Red Hair smiled slightly, though it was unclear if this was his trap. The next day, they arrived at the magazine office. The gazes of the surrounding girls all focused on Ace. "Wow, is that the new model? He's so handsome." The next second, a flirtatious young married woman approached. "Are you the new little brother? Don't you want to come and say hello to your seniors?" Ace's face turned red from the young woman's sudden flirtation. "Don't be shy, little brother. Let big sister teach you the rules of the modeling industry." The next moment, Jean stepped forward, standing in front of Ace. "I'm sorry, but we're in a hurry. If you want to find someone to relieve your desires, go find someone else. Ice Cube, don't mind them. Let's hurry inside." "Really? Why are there such bullies everywhere?" The photographer in charge of the shoot was very satisfied with Ace. He immediately sent him to the makeup room to get ready. Half an hour later, the makeup room door opened. Ace looked absolutely cool. His perfect outfit and stylish hairdo completely stunned Jean She couldn't believe that this big Ice Cube could look so handsome with just a little grooming. Her face turned red, and her heart was racing. Ace walked up to her and asked, "Do I look strange?" Jean stared at him, still not having recovered. She took a step back, wanting to observe him properly. Unexpectedly, she bumped into some objects behind her and almost fell. Ace instantly embraced her, then instinctively leaned in. Jean couldn't resist his charm. Due to the close contact, Ace's heart couldn't take it anymore. At this moment, he suddenly came to his senses. Is this the fate of being a Blood Clan prince? He can't fall in love, or his powers will go out of control. At this time, ice started to form rapidly around him. Jean instantly reacted. "Big soldier. Quick run. If people discover your special ability, it'll be terrible." Then Jean instructed Ace, "In the future, don't use your ability in front of others." "Got it." 10 minutes later, Ace started the photo shoot. Under the photographer's guidance, the shooting went very smoothly. Male model, maintain that pose. Good, good. Female model, come to the front. Put your hand on the male model's shoulder. The female model called by the photographer turned out to be the young married woman they met at the entrance. This flirtatious young woman stared at Ace, slowly moving closer to him. Unexpectedly, Ace suddenly pushed her away. His action directly shocked Jean and the photographer. "What's going on with the male model?" Jean quickly appeased the photographer, saying it was his first time shooting and he was a bit nervous. Then she took Ace aside and asked, "Ice Cube, what's wrong? Are you feeling unwell?" "I'm not unwell. I just don't want anyone other than you to approach me." Ace's words made her blush. She lowered her head shyly, her face turning red. On the other side, the photographer received a phone call. It was from Red Hair. After hanging up Red Hair's call, the photographer called out to them, "Hey, you two newcomers. Mr. E just called. He said Ace might not be comfortable partnering with others and recommended Miss Jean instead. Go change clothes and put on makeup quickly. This situation completely confused Ace. Jean and then also showed a surprised expression. An hour later, after makeup was done, she appeared wearing a purple, low-cut outfit. At this moment, Ace instantly entered his best state. Very good, maintain this feeling. That's right. Under the photographer's guidance, they successfully completed the shoot. Jean and then also received the payment. She counted the money in her hand and jumped up happily. Ice Cube, we got money now. Let's go celebrate with a drink. And then I can't drink alcohol. I'm afraid I can't handle it. It's okay. You can watch me drink. I can handle thousands of cups. Soon they arrived at a Japanese restaurant. Jean was in high spirits, showing off by downing 128 cups in quick succession. Due to drinking too much and the strong after effects of the restaurant's fake alcohol, Jean now felt hot and short of breath. She leaned on Ace's chest, thinking how cool his body felt. Why does this feeling seem so familiar? And then you're drunk. Take a rest. I'll get you a glass of water. Wait for me. I'll be right back. While he was pouring water, Jean was still wondering where she had experienced that feeling before. Then Ace helped her up and brought the water to her lips. Jean looked very charming while drinking water. Ace looked at her tempting lips, instantly blushing, and almost lost control again. After sobering up, Jean said coquettishly to Ace, "Ice Cube, there's no sun now. Will you take me flying once?" When leaving, she didn't forget to pay for the drinks. Then they came to the rooftop. Ace spread his beautiful and enormous wings. Afterwards, Ace took off into the air. The scene was truly enviable. Jean looked at him lovingly. The next second, Ace's heart started racing again. Sure enough, he lost control again. Cold air descended from the sky at a visible speed. The power lines and electrical boxes on the street were instantly frozen. Even the trees in the park couldn't escape. The branches were frozen and fell off. Ace's eyes lit up. He immediately reminded himself not to fall in love. Then they descended from the sky. By coincidence, they landed in an amusement park. Ace looked at the carousel in front of him. It reminded him of events from many years ago. This blonde little girl was the one he had saved from a fire. As the Snow Prince, he was not only handsome and dashing, but also had a kind heart. This little girl was bouncing around, very cute. She often asked him, "Will you always stay with me? Never leave me?" The Snow Prince bent down and kissed the little girl's hand. No, we have to pinky promise for it to count. In the end, they made a pinky promise. And the lively and cute Jean, and in front of him now, successfully gave him a bold idea. Couldn't In and her be the same person? He looked at Jean and In, remembering the task given by the clan elders. "Prince, now only that child can save the Blood Clan. Please make sure to bring her back. This concerns the survival of our Blood Clan." He looked at Jean and determined what happened before would never happen again. He would never let her heart be hurt again. Then Ace hugged her, preparing to go home. Half an hour later, they returned home. By this time, Jean was already asleep. Ace placed her on the bed. Surprisingly, Jean-Ann's two large mounds remained firm even as she lay on the bed. As he was about to leave, Jean drowsily hugged him. "Don't leave me." She was calling out Dad Mom, and tears even rolled down from the corners of her eyes. "It's okay, Annan. I'll always be by your side. I'll help you change your clothes. Then you can sleep well." Whenever Ace tried to get close, he was entangled again. As a result, unexpectedly, they ended up getting intimate. The next day, Jean opened her eyes in a daze. Sitting up, she began to recall the embarrassing scenes from last night. After coming to her senses, she immediately freaked out. Did I take advantage of him? Ace was awakened by Jean and Anne's screams. The next second, Jean grabbed his collar. "Don't be afraid. I'll take responsibility for you." Hearing the words "take responsibility," Ace was completely confused. What the hell is going on? Jean didn't speak and looked away. Ace took the opportunity to hold her in his arms. It seemed he had successfully captured her heart. Ace couldn't have imagined that their every move was being observed by the red-haired man. Jean is indeed him. It seems my guess was correct. Come on, now it's your turn to appear. At this time, Shui Yuning was studying in the classroom. The next second, her expression suddenly became blank. She was clearly being controlled again. Soon after, Shui Yuning arrived at Jean and Anne's residence. She immediately rang the doorbell. At this time, Jean was taking a shower. "Ice Cube, go open the door. I'll be right there." 2 minutes later, Jinan looked at the clock, a bit puzzled. Who could it be at this hour? Perhaps it's someone collecting the water and electricity bills. Thinking this, she turned to stop Ace from opening the door. Ice Cube, wait, don't open the door yet. We don't have money to pay the utilities. Unexpectedly, Ace, being purely incompetent, opened the door with lightning speed. Seeing it was Shui Yuning, Jinan didn't speak kindly. Shui Yuning, what are you doing here? How strange. Senior is so fierce to the person who lent you the house. Don't be so tense. I just came to see how you're doing and brought a few friends to visit you. Shui Yuning then prepared to make a move. It seemed the red-haired man had given her some magical powers. At this critical moment, Ace stood in front of Jinan. With a thunderous boom, even the house was almost shaken down by his fierce flames. The scene was incredibly explosive, with power as immense as a nuclear bomb. In this emergency, Ace embraced Jean and escaped unscathed. The Blood Clan Prince's strength was indeed not to be underestimated. At this point, Shui Yuning seemed to have become a puppet of the red-haired man. 2 more zombies appeared beside her, ready to attack again. Ace's expression remained calm. Dealing with them clearly posed no pressure. He supported Jinan. With just a gentle wave, he instantly conjured an ice wall thousands of meters high. Immediately after, a huge fireball rushed towards them. The ice wall was instantly melted by Shui Yuning, creating a 100-meter wide hole. Ha! You can't escape this time. If you're smart, don't put up any resistance. Isn't it a bit too early to say that? Then Shui Yuning and her group charged forward. At this moment, Ace wanted to temporarily avoid the attack. He then took Jean into a corner of the wall. Since they were outdoors, Ace couldn't withstand the sunlight. He was panting and very uncomfortable. Jinan also noticed something was wrong. She immediately took him to find a water source. Luckily, heaven favored them, and they quickly found a pool. The next moment, Ace suddenly embraced her. And then I told you I will protect you. I will never let you get hurt again. Even in this critical moment, Ace didn't forget to take advantage of the situation. At this time, Shui Yuning suddenly rushed out, preparing for a sneak attack. Since Ace's back was turned outward, he didn't notice her. The next second, Jinan took advantage of Ace's distraction and pushed him behind her, shielding him. Ice Cube, this time, let me protect you. Shui Yuning had already reached Jinan just inches away. At this moment, Ace was completely unable to react in time. Shui Yuning's flame blade was right next to Jinan's head, stuck in the wall. The next second, a ball of fierce flames lit up. Unexpectedly, red hair appeared. He walked forward. He came to Shui Yuning and released her from his hypnosis. Shui Yuning instantly regained her original consciousness, feeling relieved all over. Then she collapsed. Jinan caught her. Red hair leaned to her ear the next second. I'm Yanzu. What will you do now? If you want to hurt Ice Cube, even if it's Mr. He, it's not okay. Don't be nervous. I'm not with them. In fact, I'm on your side. Jinan lowered her guard. She listened quietly as he spoke. I told you, they killed my lover. From that moment on, I became a traitor to Yanzu. Leader, I know Yanzu's love for a human is unforgivable. I'm willing to bear all the blame alone. I just ask you to spare Haidang. It's too late. Haidang is already dead. You can go now. That's how it happened. I'm not lying to you. An hour later, they returned to Red Hair's house. Shui Yuning was still unconscious. Red Hair stood on the balcony, smoking Sinian brand cigarettes. Lonely, thinking of his beloved Haidang, whom he could never see again. Jinan sat on the sofa, recalling memories from long, long ago. It was in a very distant place. Ace drew his bow and arrow, looking incredibly cool. His arm strength was amazing. Even when firing 3 arrows simultaneously, the killing power wasn't diminished at all. Thinking of this, Jinan couldn't help but want to ask for clarity. Just as she was about to speak, unexpectedly, Ace began to blame himself. It's all my fault. I didn't think I'd drag you into this. I'm sorry. I promised I would protect you. But you encountered danger again, and you even shielded me with your body. As he said this, he felt deeply ashamed. Then he hugged Jinan tightly. Jinan said it was okay. Everything had passed. Don't blame yourself too much. It wasn't your fault either. Ace looked at her quietly, not expressing anything more. The next second, he thought about doing something intimate. Just at this crucial moment, Shui Yuning woke up. This situation left the two of them a bit confused. She woke up at such an inopportune time. She slowly sat up. Where is this place? How did I end up here? At this time, Shui Yuning felt dizzy. She seemed to have no memory of what had happened during this period. Seeing her dazed state, Jin and quickly went forward to support her. Ace got excited, and his energy went out of control again. The room suddenly froze over. His excitement wasn't a big deal, but it almost caused Shui Yuning to slip and fall flat on her face. This scene really shocked her. Even her speech became incoherent. That's actually real ice. How is this possible? Is it magic? Where's the trick? This is incredible. Then Ace stretched out his hand, and the ice surface instantly disappeared. Shui Yuning felt it was unbelievable and reached out to check if there was any mechanism. Jinan saw this scene. The jar of jealousy was successfully overturned again. The next second, she stepped forward to stop it. You're not allowed to touch the ice cube. Red Hair watched them, thinking to himself that this guy was indeed as troublesome as before. The next moment, he also came over and conjured a small flame in his hand. Shui Yuning was stunned. Ice magic and fire magic. Are you all magicians? We're not exactly magicians. If you like, I can show you more. But before that, can I ask you a few questions? Who have you met recently? I don't remember specifically, but lately I've been forgetting a lot of things. Also, Senior Jean said we've met before, but I have no recollection of it at all. But more than that, Mr. He, how did you do that fire trick? And the ice that Mr. Ace made earlier. It's the first time I've seen such amazing magic. As the conversation reached this point, Red Hair started showing off. He created flames and flowers out of thin air. He demonstrated his ultimate flirting technique in front of her. He even spat out playing cards and more. Even Jean and couldn't bear to watch anymore. This guy is such a flirt. Who knows how many poor girls have fallen for him. 2 hours later, Shui Yuning was about to go home. Before leaving, she said to Red Hair, "Can I come here again to see Mr. He perform magic?" "Of course you can. It's my honor that Miss Shui likes it." After Shui Yuning left, Jinan asked Mr. He, "Is it okay to let Shui Yuning leave like this?" "It's fine. She's just a random puppet chosen by the Yin clan. It's getting late. Until you find a new place, stay here for now. The Yin clan won't give up easily. It's safer with more people around." At this time, late at night, Jinan was tossing and turning on the Simmons mattress. Unable to sleep, she tossed and turned, still feeling a bit uneasy. This ace girl was full of ideas. She decided to go to her room immediately to have a chat. Arriving at her bedroom door, she knocked directly. "Is that you, Inan? What's the matter so late?" "Nothing, I just couldn't sleep. Wanted to come and see you." This guy didn't say anything, but his eyes glanced downward. Unexpectedly, Jean and Anne's 2 wandering hammers were quite full. Ace took advantage, yet pretended to be noble by helping her button up. The next second, he suddenly kissed her. Jean, however, acted reserved. "You stinky ice cube, what are you doing? Why did you suddenly kiss me?" "Never mind you. I'm going to sleep." At this moment, Ace seemed very pleased and felt satisfied inside. Just as he was closing the door to enter the room, Red Hair appeared. "Hey, is it convenient to come over and talk?" "I know. And it is that child who survived back then. With you appearing by her side, plus the Yin clan's pursuit, how could I not guess her identity?" "Don't worry. I mean no harm to you. I just want to remind you, she's different from her mother. She still has half human blood. If you insist on making her master that thing, it might kill her." Ace looked at him, but didn't say anything. Then he went to Jean and Anne's room. Clearly, Red Hair's words had made him start to hesitate. Ace looked at Jean and Anne, remembering the leader's instructions and what Red Hair had just told him. "Prince, for the future of the Blood Clan, please bring that child back. I don't want you to follow in my footsteps. If you insist on making her master that thing, it might kill her. And don't be afraid. I don't want you to have nightmares anymore. No matter what, I won't let you get hurt again." Just then, Jean grabbed her, calling out Ice Cube. Surprisingly, she then suddenly pounced and pinned her down. Ace stared with wide eyes, completely confused. It took several seconds to come to his senses. "Wake up, and then you're having a nightmare again. Are you sleepwalking again?" At this time, Gina was unconscious. Because her face was down, her drool flowed into Ace's mouth. At this moment, Ace's little heart couldn't take it anymore. He grabbed Jean and Anne's body. With a swoosh, he pinned her down. Apparently, the drool he just drank wasn't enough. The next moment, Red Hair in the next room exploded again. "What's going on with Ace? The whole house is frozen." When he kicked open the door, time seemed to stand still. Then Red Hair slammed the door shut with a bang, leaving with a "sorry, I didn't mean to disturb." Red Hair had closed the door too forcefully. It startled Jean in a wake. As soon as she opened her eyes, her heart skipped a beat. Oh my goodness! Ice Cube isn't wearing clothes. What have I done again? Mr. He, wait, it's not what you think. Because Jean had a habit of sleepwalking. Seeing Ace without clothes, she instantly blushed. She thought she had done something to him again. It was truly embarrassing. 3 days passed after that. This is Jean in Anne's school. During class, she was still thinking about what happened that night. At that time, Ice Cube wasn't wearing clothes. It was clearly me who did that to him. The next morning, even Mr. He's gaze towards me had changed. Miss Jean, why are you blushing? Don't talk nonsense. I'm not. But Ice Cube remained the same as always, showing no change. From beginning to end, I was the only one blushing and heart racing. Thinking about this, Jean felt a bit annoyed. This was something she couldn't understand, completely losing her mood for class. Just as Jean was feeling down, Shui Yuning, that little girl, came looking for her. Looking at Shui Yuning, she thought, I haven't figured out Ice Cube's situation yet, and now this weird person is clinging to me. Shui Yuning, upon seeing Jean and In, was extremely friendly. And in senior, capture successful. You cling to me all day long. Don't you have anything else to do? Because you're living with Mr. He now, senior. I want to know more about Mr. He, so of course I have to stick to you. Hearing this, Jean thought, this girl, after returning to normal, doesn't seem interested in Ice Cube anymore, but is extremely enthusiastic about Mr. He. The last time they met, Red Hair had clearly gotten a hold on Shui Yuning. But this time she came to Jean In, not to ask for her help. Just as Jean was puzzled, Shui Yuning suddenly took out 4 travel vouchers. These were vouchers for a 3-day, 2-night trip to Snow Village. Not only could they ski, but also enjoy hot springs and a fireworks show. This little Shui Yuning was quite adept at handling social situations. She asked Jean and In to help invite Red Hair. As a reward, Shui Yuning would cover all the travel expenses for Jean and In and Ace. Because someone else was paying for the trip, Jean started to imagine skiing scenes, as well as the image of Ace bathing naked in the hot springs, and the scene of the two of them watching fireworks together. Just thinking about it felt romantic. As Jean thought about this, she unconsciously blushed. Shui Yuning giggled, taking it as Jean and Anne's agreement on the spot. At this moment, looking at the vouchers in her hand, she thought that perhaps this time she would have a chance to clear things up with Ice Cube. She didn't want to be the only one blushing and feeling gloomy anymore. Half an hour later, Jean arrived at the front door. She hesitated for a moment at the doorstep. She decided to give the vouchers to Mr. He and Ice Cube in one go, taking advantage of this trip to sort things out with Ice Cube and also help Mr. He move on from the pain of losing Miss Haidang. Jean gathered her courage and opened the door. The next second, she froze. Her eyes widened in shock. Unexpectedly, Red Hair and Ace were in this position. Anyone who saw this scene would likely think positively of it. She stood there, eyes wide open, dumbfounded. This scene actually started 5 minutes earlier. I've already told you, and can't handle that thing. I didn't expect you to still be hanging around here. My business within it is none of your concern. This is interesting. The prince doesn't go back to revive his own blood clan, but is busy here falling in love. Your purpose isn't just falling in love, is it? That's none of your business. What exactly is your purpose for being here? Why so agitated? Did I hit a sore spot? Doesn't it know the reason you're approaching her? The conversation had reached this point, and the two were already at daggers drawn. That's why there was that scene when Jean just entered. Jean hesitated for a moment. The next second, she exploded. What the hell are you two doing? To avoid awkwardness, Jean quickly changed her tone. Are you two secretly eating something delicious without telling me? This remark left the two idiots a bit confused. Seeing them not speaking, Jean continued. So she asked again, if not, then Ice Cube, are you bullying Mr. He again? Ace, now like a frostbitten eggplant, said softly, I didn't bully him. Just then, Jean and Anne's foot slipped. At the crucial moment when she was about to fall, Ace, quick-eyed and nimble-handed, swiftly supported her. Red Hair, sitting on a nearby sofa, revealed a strange smile. The next moment, he lightly waved his finger, emitting red spiritual energy. Then, Ace's hand lost control for an instant. Jean lost her balance and slipped. She wobbled and angrily said to Ace, "You dead Ice Cube. Why did you let go?" The next second, Red Hair quickly caught Jean and then undeniably, red hair played this move quite skillfully. This scene was truly eye-searing. Ace's face instantly darkened. Jinan saw his gloomy expression and began to comfort Ice Cube. Don't misunderstand. Alright, I almost forgot the main thing. Ice Cube, these are vouchers for a 3-day trip to Snow Village. Let's go on vacation to Snow Village together. Ace, being petty, was clearly jealous and expressed that he didn't want to go. The next moment, Red Hair chimed in. Alright, then I'll go with you. Seeing that Red Hair was going, Ace changed his mind and said he wanted to go too. This guy is truly a typical case of responding to toughness, but not to softness. 2 days later, they arrived at Snow Village together. Looking at the snow scene before him, Red Hair couldn't help but exclaim, "What a beautiful scenery." Red Hair was always full of enthusiasm. When Jin and In and Shui Yuning weren't paying attention, Ace pulled him aside. Although I don't know your purpose, I advise you not to play any tricks here. Don't you dare touch a hair on an An's head. Why are you so nervous? It's a 3-day trip. Let's see how it goes. In the following activities, Red Hair always showed an optimistic and happy side. Shui Yuning stuck to him like glue, very lively. Meanwhile, Jinan beside them became uneasy. Shui Yuning, stop moving. If you keep moving, we're gonna fall. Can't you stay still? Don't you know this is very dangerous? As soon as Jinan finished speaking, Ace chimed in. And then don't worry. With me here, there won't be any danger. After Ace spoke, he smoothly took her hand. This made Jean and Anne's heart flutter, feeling extremely happy inside. The snow-capped mountain before them was truly a paradise on earth. Looking at the vast snowflakes, Jean thought, if this snow could be turned into money, haha. As she was indulging in her fantasy, the next second, the cable cars will suddenly got stuck. What's going on? Why did it stop? Oh no, our cable car is stuck and not moving. Hearing this, Jean was instantly terrified. Help, she cried the next second. Ace quickly comforted in, hold my hand tightly in a moment. Don't let go no matter what. Hearing this, her sense of security instantly skyrocketed. Then Ace reached out and used the spiritual power of the Ice Clan. Next, he held Jean and Anne's hand, preparing to escape. At this time, Red Hair was hugging Shui Yuning. He watched them without any expression and didn't say anything. The next second, Ace turned his head towards Red Hair. We're leaving first. Take good care of Shui Yuning. Do you need to tell me that? I know what to do. Just like that, Ace and Jean and then were enveloped in a giant snowball. On the other side, a fireball suddenly appeared in the sky, quickly streaking across. That fireball was Red Hair's escape method. At this moment, Jean was thinking, he must care about me, right? I might as well say what I want to say now. Jean looked at the handsome Ace and finally said what she wanted to say. Ice Cube, I like you. Do you like me? Ace was stunned upon hearing this. At this moment, they were both incredibly surprised, their eyes wide open. They seemed to be communicating something through their eyes. On the other side, Shui Yuning hugged Red Hair. You're not only good at magic tricks, but also at real magic. Thank you, Miss Shui. You're too kind. How could I bear to put you in a dangerous situation? At this time, Red Hair looked towards Jean and with a melancholic expression. Seeing them so lovey-dovey, Red Hair felt displeased. The next second, he started chanting a spell quietly. Ace and the others were still completely unaware of the impending danger. Then he said dejectedly, I'm sorry, Anin. I can't like you. Unexpectedly, just as Ace finished speaking, there was a deafening boom. The snowball they were sliding in suddenly exploded. Jean fell weightlessly towards the mountain base. In this critical moment, Ace anxiously reached out towards Jean Anne's direction with all his might. At this time, Shui Yuning above saw this scene and was completely shocked. Senior, their snowball broke. Was that your doing just now? Red Hair didn't deny it and even showed a slight smile. At this moment, Shui Yuning no longer had her previous vitality. Her expression became blank, looking a bit like she was hypnotized. In this instant, Ace caught Jean in and held her tightly in his arms. Under the impact of inertia, they slid rapidly towards the mountaintop. 10 minutes later, they stopped safely. Jean looked at him, wanting to speak, but hesitating. His words about not being able to like Jean and then weighed on her mind. After a while, Ace showed a pained expression. At this time, Jean wanted to get closer to him, but unexpectedly, he turned his head away. The next second, Shui Yuning rushed over. Senior, I've finally found you. Senior, are you okay? Are you hurt? I better take you back to rest first. Before leaving, Jin was still worried about leaving Ace alone here. Shui Yuning saw through her concerns. The next second, she said to her, "Don't worry," and then Mr. He has gone to contact the rescue team. They'll come to pick up Mr. Ace soon. At this moment, she turned her head and glanced at Ace. Then she remembered what Ace had said to her. "I'm sorry, Inin. I can't like you." In the end, Jin still left Ace behind and departed alone from this extremely dangerous situation. At this time, Ace watched their departing figures with great reluctance. At this moment, his heart began to ache again. At this time, his mind was full of Jin and En. Just then, there was a new development not far away. How had the weather suddenly changed like this? It was clearly sunny just now. This is really strange. At this moment, dark clouds loomed overhead. The entire sky turned gray. Tourists who saw this scene were terrified and quickly left the area. The sky turning black just now was caused by Ace's ability going out of control because he had fallen for Jin again. He lay on the ground feeling a sharp pain. He recalled the scene of rescuing little Jin and In from the fire. After being rescued, she kept crying and calling for her mother. Later, when Ace took her out to play, the leader walked up behind him. "The royal vampire clan has suffered heavy casualties. Now is the time we need you. It's my fault for not protecting her and her mother. If it weren't for me, the Fire Clan wouldn't have found them. This is all my fault. You are the vampire prince. You have the power to control ice and snow. Once you fall in love, your ability will go out of control. Disaster will strike. All living things will suffer. I hope you can guard your heart in the future to avoid disaster." Thinking of this, Ace weakly closed his eyes. Immediately after, a blizzard occurred. Nearby tourists began to flee for their lives. 3 hours later, it's now nighttime. Jin and In had fallen asleep on the sofa. Shui Yuning brought Jin and In back to their lodging. He was drinking red wine while watching the news broadcast. An unexpected strong blizzard has hit Snow Village. It is reported that a large number of tourists are stranded in Snow Village. The number of casualties is still unknown. Meteorological experts say this phenomenon is extremely unusual. At this moment, Shui Yuning's eyes turned bright red. The red wine in his hand floated in the air like flames. The next second, Red Hair's image appeared in Shui Yuning's mind. "Keep a close eye on Inin. Don't let her leave your monitoring range. And make sure to ensure her safety." Then Shui Yuning turned his head to look at Jin, and surprisingly, the sofa was empty. He didn't know when she had left. The next moment, Shui Yuning was completely confused. Damn it, where did she go? At this time, Jin had come alone to Snow Village where they had played together. She closed her eyes and slowly stretched out both hands. The next second, her mother appeared in her mind. Ace also appeared in her mind. Then they gradually became blurry and slowly disappeared from her mind. Jin walked towards Ace with her eyes closed. As she got closer and closer to Ace, a miraculous scene occurred. The sky, which had been overcast with dark clouds, suddenly cleared up. The blizzard also stopped. At this time, Jin had already come to Ace's side. Then she lay down next to him. The next moment, she held Ace's hand. She dreamed back to her childhood. "Mom, there are so many people in the world. How can I know who is my true soulmate? The person you can't help but search for even in your dreams. That is your true soulmate." Just then, Ace woke up. The next second, he looked at Jin and beside him. At this time, their every move was being monitored by Red Hair. He never expected Jin and could rescue the out-of-control ice-sealed snowman. Then Red Hair teleported back to his lair in a flash. Just as he returned to the room, Red Hair sensed something was wrong. Strangely, his clothes suddenly became tattered. As he was confused, 2 men in black suddenly appeared behind him. "The leader wants you to come back. Please come with us. I have no connection with the Fire Clan anymore. Why are you still looking for me? I can only say it's related to Haidang, so it's better if you come back with us." The conversation ended here. Whether Red Hair was willing or not, it was no longer up to him. Then he was forcibly taken away by the men in black. On the other side, Ace had fully awakened. He hurriedly helped Jin up and asked, "How did you get here?" At this time, Jin softly said she was very cold. Ace then put his coat on her. Then he hugged her and prepared to leave this place. As Ace walked on the road, he was still puzzled. Did Jin sleepwalk here? An hour later, Ace carried her to the hotel. After they returned to the room, Shui Yuning came over and asked, "Where did you go?" "And Anne's fever seems to be getting worse. You should quickly change your clothes. They're all soaked. Ace didn't say much to Shui Yuning. The next moment, he came to the living room. Unexpectedly, he heard the TV broadcasting today's news event. The strange blizzard that lasted half a day has ended. According to incomplete statistics, the number of casualties is in the thousands. Relevant departments are carrying out final rescue and search operations. This meteorological phenomenon has been jokingly called the out-of-control blizzard by netizens. Hearing about what happened today, Ace felt extremely ashamed. This disaster was all because my ability has started to go out of control now. Red Hair had now been brought before the leader. He knelt on the ground as the leader scolded him. Traitor of the Fire Clan. How does it feel to be exiled? Leaving the Fire Clan was the most correct thing I've ever done. You little brat, you really don't know your place. Do you think you can leave the Fire Clan just because you want to? Do you still want to see Haidang? Red Hair exploded when he heard this. What do you mean? Is Haidang still alive? Betraying everyone for a woman, I really pity you. At this point, Red Hair could no longer contain himself. He then moved to attack the clan leader. Where is Haidang? Let me see her quickly. The leader showed a fierce look in his eyes and scoffed disdainfully. You're simply overestimating yourself. The next second, Red Hair was knocked to the ground. At this moment, he no longer had the impulse from earlier. The leader then said, although Haitong's physical body is dead, her life is still in my hands. If the scepter can be obtained, the entire Fire Clan will be infused with divine power. Reviving Haidang would be no problem. As long as Haidang can be revived, I can agree to any condition. Then let's make a deal. If you can bring back that woman who can control the scepter, I'll return Haidang to you. After the leader's words, Red Hair was filled with hope again. Then he recalled the times he spent with Haidang. Don't worry, Haidang. I'll cut ties with the Fire Clan and come back for you. Brother, I only wish your heart is like mine. Surely it won't betray our love. Thinking of Jinanin, Red Hair said, I promise you, I will bring that woman back. On the other side, Jinanin was wearing a sexy camisole, still unconscious. Little did she know, Shui Yuning approached her with a watermelon knife. Her red eyes clearly showed she was being controlled by someone else. The next second, she placed the knife on Jean and Anne's face. Then she made a long cut. Tomato juice instantly gushed out. At this moment, Shui Yuning suddenly felt her heart pounding. Then her pupils changed from red to black. Fortunately, she regained consciousness at this time. Now she saw the blood-stained knife in her hand and was terrified. The next moment, she threw the knife on the ground. She was shaking all over, completely dumbfounded. Then Ace came over. Seeing this scene, he immediately flared up. Grabbing Shui Yuning's hand, he angrily berated her. What are you doing? Tell me what you're trying to do. In the end, she was mercilessly driven out by Ace. At this time, Shui Yuning felt extremely wronged. She actually knew nothing. Jinanin was hurt, and Ace felt extremely distressed. Then he prepared to heal her. He then covered Jean and Anne's face with his hand. Unexpectedly, the wound didn't heal. Then this guy prepared to use his ultimate move. Sure enough, this move was indeed very effective. His lips gently kissed her, and the wound miraculously healed the next second. Unexpectedly, at this moment, Jean suddenly opened her eyes. Then she pushed Ace to the side, making him fall flat on his face. She then started questioning him. Quick, tell me why you stole a kiss from me. At this time, Ace felt extremely wronged. I didn't kiss you. I was treating your wound. Jinanin touched her face suspiciously and found no wound. However, she didn't pursue the matter further. Weren't we at the ski resort? How did we get here? Ace told her that the cable car malfunctioned. Jinanin immediately remembered what happened next. I confessed to you, and then nothing happened after that. Forget it. I was just being presumptuous. I'm thirsty. I want some juice. Ace, this dummy, was still staring. The next second, Jinanin became impatient. What are you still standing there for? Juice. Go get me some juice quickly. Ace was dazed and confused. After he left, Jinanin remembered what he said when she confessed. I'm sorry, Inin. I can't like you. Liking is liking. Not liking is not liking. What does he mean by I can't like? I really don't understand this ice cube. Just at this moment, suddenly there was a knock on the door. Ace opened the door and found that Red Hair had returned. He was in a very miserable state now. His body was covered in wounds. The battered Red Hair told Ace that he had been hunted by the Fire Clan. That's why he ended up in this state. Ace didn't doubt what he said. After Red Hair came in, he showed a hint of a strange smile. The next day, their trip ended. The plane returning home had already landed. These four jokers had just gotten off the plane and were preparing to split into two groups. Jinanin deliberately separated them. He wanted to use this opportunity to create a chance for Shui Yuning to spend time with Red Hair. He used the excuse that taxis were expensive and said he would take the bus back with Ace. Unexpectedly, Red Hair also wanted to take the bus with them. Just as he was about to get on, Shui Yuning pulled him back. "Mister, he stay and wait for a taxi with me. I'm scared to take a car back by myself." Shui Yuning successfully kept Red Hair by her side. Before leaving, she didn't forget to say goodbye to Jean and "Bye-bye, see you when school starts, senior." The next second, Red Hair's face instantly drooped. "I need to get rid of this annoying person as soon as possible." They had traveled a long way this time, and many things had happened. Everyone was in poor spirits. Jean fell asleep shortly after getting on the bus. The next second, his phone suddenly rang. This instantly woke him up. "Hello? Is this Jean? This is the second psychiatric hospital. Your father's new annual hospitalization fee is due. If payment isn't made within a month, the hospital will no longer accept this patient." "All right, don't worry. I'll pay it as soon as possible." After hanging up, Jean instantly lost his spirit. Ace asked him what happened. "I need to find a part-time job to earn money before school starts. I've been too focused on having fun lately, almost forgetting the most important thing. I only have a month left." Because time was tight, Jean immediately started looking for part-time jobs on his phone. He searched for a long time before finding a job that suited Ace's taste. Winter love song drama crew, urgently recruiting. High-paying position for crew prop master. Having solved the part-time job issue, he started looking for Aces. "Hey, don't forget you wrecked my home before, and you still owe me 318,600 yuan exactly. Adding the ice cream you sold and the end times you saved me, you still owe me 300,000 yuan exactly. We're almost there. Come on, debtor. Let's go earn money now to help you pay off your debt." On the way to make money, Jean told Ace that he wasn't allowed to leave him until he paid off his debt. Ace was stunned by Jean and Anne's words. "What's this about? Are you going to throw me away after I clear my debt?" Half an hour later, Jean brought him to the film set. The next second, a young director wearing sunglasses introduced the job content to them. "Our crew is remaking the hit Korean drama Winter Sonata. Many scenes require a winter atmosphere. Don't worry, director. We have the latest technology, saving on tool costs. We'll create winter manually, guaranteed to satisfy you." Later, the female lead will stand by the lake, preparing to jump in to end her life. At this moment, heavy snow will start falling. The male lead will come up, grab her, and say, "I love you." They were about to start now. Gina had just flattered the director earlier, speaking very nicely. But as soon as the director left, his expression instantly changed. What a mess of a plot this is. Now he needed to quickly instruct his debtor how to make ice in a moment. "When I tell you to make it snow, you just make a heavy snowfall in that empty space by the lake in front. You got it?" Ace was quite obedient and agreed without a word. 2 minutes later. Now, they officially started filming. "If you don't love me, then I don't want to live anymore. Goodbye, my darling. See you in the next life. Ice Cube, get ready. When I tell you to make it snow, you start." The female lead in the red spaghetti strap dress was about to jump into the lake with tears in her eyes. Jean saw the moment had come and told Ace to quickly make it snow. The next second, Jean and Anne's expression suddenly froze. He was stunned. Unexpectedly, Ace hadn't controlled the amount of snow well. Because there was too much, it buried all the actors. Seeing this scene, Jean was furious. He immediately scolded Red Hair. "Quickly return it to normal, or I'll beat you to death." The next moment, they were both scolded by the director. "Are you here to cause trouble on purpose?" Jean quickly apologized. Sorry. Please give us another chance. We won't disappoint you. This is the last chance. If you fail, get out immediately." Then Jean covered Ace's hand. He said gently, "Don't malfunction again, okay? Whether we can earn money depends on you." After Jean and Anne's soothing, Ace used his magic to start making it snow again. This guy was indeed capable. This time he controlled it extremely well. The female lead suddenly turned her head. Every shot was perfect. Then the female lead entered the kissing scene. Ace watched without blinking, clearly enjoying this scene. Then he made a heart shape with his hands. The next second, heart-shaped snowflakes filled the air around the actress. This scene, coupled with the heart-shaped snowflakes, was incredibly romantic. At this moment, Ace's heart was also stirred. Unexpectedly, his heart started pounding. Then he suddenly pushed Jean in a way without warning. To Jean and Anne's surprise, Ace pushed him to the ground, making him squat down hard. After this inexplicable action, he turned his back, telling himself not to look back. But Jean wasn't having it. "Hey, why did you suddenly push me? What's wrong with you? It hurts, you know?" Jean saw him not speaking or turning around, which made him even angrier. The next second, he got up and grabbed his collar. Due to Jean and Anne's scolding, Ace's heart quickly returned to normal. Then Jean and then pulled him back. Trying to run? Not so easy. Come back and continue making money for me. Now it was time to settle the bill. The director kept praising their heart-shaped snowflakes, saying it was the first time he'd seen such innovation. He even said he'd recommend Jean and into other directors. The next moment, Jean and was overjoyed counting the money in his hand. He didn't blame Ace anymore for pushing him earlier. I didn't properly exploit you as a money tree before. It was really a bit of a waste. The money earned today should be enough to pay for part of the hospital bills. The next day, Jean brought his money tree to the mental hospital where his father was staying. Sister at the payment counter, I'm here to pay for my father's hospital bills. All the procedures are done. You haven't been here for a long time. Go see your father. After paying the fees, Jean then went to the inpatient area. At this time, his money tree Ace finally spoke. I've never heard you talk about your father before. Since Mom died, Dad has been sick. Actually, he doesn't remember who I am anymore. Every time I come, I feel a bit sad. Someone like you who popped out of a snowball wouldn't understand. Upon hearing this, Ace immediately lowered his head. Being told he popped out of a snowball left him speechless. He couldn't tell the truth, nor could he lie. Then he followed Jean and into the ward. Let me warn you first. When you see him, don't talk nonsense, okay? After instructing Ace, he then walked into the ward. Dad, I'm here to see you. He had just entered and instantly showed a surprised expression. Unexpectedly, his father wasn't in the room. The room was a complete mess. Then Jean and then hurriedly went to find the nurse. A patient from the inpatient department is missing. Quick, call the police. The on-duty nurses should split up the search. After telling the nurse about the situation in the ward, he then handed Ace a photo. Then he said to him, Ice Cube, this is a photo of my dad. We'll split up to find him. He doesn't remember anything now. I'm really worried he might be in danger. Please help. Jean told Ace about his father's condition. Then they split up the search. Unfortunately, what they just said was seen by Red Hair again. He looked at the photo of Jean Ann's father, thinking to himself, it looks like I can't wait anymore. Now that I have the chance, I should do something. Jean searched every street in the city but still couldn't find his father. Ace was looking around in the crowd with the photo. Time quickly came to the evening. Jean Ann's father was sitting on the roadside, not far away. When I finish weaving this flower crown, I'll give it to you. He sat on the roadside talking to himself, wearing an androgynous flower crown on his head. Unexpectedly, the next second, Red Hair's black hand reached out to him. He didn't waste words. Then in a flash, he took old Jean away. On the other side, Ace and Jean also met up. Jean saw him and anxiously asked, Ice Cube, how is it? Do you have any clues on your side? I didn't see where he is. Even using my abilities, I still can't see him. This is all my fault. If I had earned enough money earlier, if I had come to see him earlier, things wouldn't be like this now. Seeing him cry so sadly, Ace wanted to step forward and comfort him. Unexpectedly, just as he raised his hand, Jean Ann's falling tears instantly turned to ice. At this moment, he stopped his intention to hug him. Just as he was about to go search in another direction, his phone suddenly rang. Surprisingly, this call was from Red Hair. On the phone, he told Jean that he had found his father and asked him to go to a certain place. Half an hour later, Jean brought Ace to a dilapidated house. Ace looked at the rundown house in front of him and felt a pang in his heart. Images of Jean and his mother instantly flashed through his mind. In a second, Ace asked him what this place was. Before Jean could answer, Dad also came here once before. Mystery just told me it was in some ruins. I immediately thought of this place. It might be a very important place for him. I don't recognize this place, but sometimes it feels very familiar. But when I try to think carefully, I can't remember anything. After Mom passed away, I forgot many things from my childhood. The environment here is a complete mess. The house looks like it's been through a fire. Then they both opened the door and went in. Jean was suddenly stunned after entering. His eyes were wide open. What's going on here? Daughter, you're finally here. This guy was disturbing me while I was making a flower crown for your mom. So annoying. But why is Mystery tied up by you? At this moment, Red Hair was tied to a chair, looking as miserable as a stray dog. The next second, Ace approached him. Red Hair asked him to help untie him. Ace whispered in Red Hair's ear, asking what trick he was trying to pull this time. Red Hair didn't say anything. Ace helped him untie the ropes. At this time, Red Hair thought to himself, this old guy, I can't control him at all with my spiritual power. What's going on? He looked at the rope in his hand and recalled the scene when he encountered old Jean on the roadside. Come with me. The spiritual power released by the old guy red hair ruined the flower crown old Jean was weaving. The next second, old Jean instantly got angry. You ruined the flower crown I was making for my wife. Old Jean then made the first move. What puzzled red hair was I really didn't expect that this person is not only completely immune to my abilities, but the energy in his body is also not that of an ordinary person. Jean and Anne's family is becoming more and more intriguing to me. At this moment, Ace looked at red hair. How did you end up with his dad? Did you take him from the hospital? I heard that an Anne's father was missing, so I came to help. I'm warning you one more time. Stay away from an Anne's life in the future. The biggest threat to an is not me. It's you. Doesn't it know your true identity? Does he know why you came here? Red hair's few words left Ace speechless. Just then, Jean said, "What are you two whispering about? I'm going to take my dad back to the hospital first." Half an hour later, old Jean was brought back to the mental hospital. Jean had found the head nurse. Is my dad about to recover? Generally speaking, this is a reaction that patients have when stimulated by special circumstances. The condition can sometimes relapse. You shouldn't be too optimistic now. Then Jean walked on the road, thinking to himself, my dad showed some unusual behaviors. Is this also a sign of being stimulated? What exactly happened during those few hours when your dad was missing? I think this will be the key to understanding why he had these unusual behaviors. Why did Mr. E find my dad? And why did Dad tie up Mr. E? The next moment, Jean returned to his father's side. At this time, Red Hair was arguing with old Jean. The purpose was to prevent Jean from discovering his intentions, making him let his guard down. Jean watched Red Hair and old Jean bickering. He wondered if Mr. E had gone crazy like his dad. Why were they arguing like this? As Jean was puzzled, old Jean suddenly exploded. You brats, stay away from us. Did you hear me? Seeing this, Jean then quickly stopped old Jean. The next second, Red Hair took this opportunity to leave the hospital. Walking on the street, he was still thinking about finding out what was going on with Jean and Anne's family. After Red Hair left, old Jean fell asleep shortly after. Jean then recalled what old Jean had said to him. Daughter, you're finally here. This guy was disturbing me while I was making a flower crown for your mom. I'm actually very happy today. After so long, my dad finally remembered that I'm his daughter. How did your father become like this? Actually, I don't remember many things from my childhood. It's like I have amnesia. The doctor said it was an acute stress reaction. Later, I heard that there was a big fire at home at that time. Mom died in the fire. Dad, he was greatly traumatized by this fire. After that, his mental state collapsed. I heard from the orphanage staff that I was found unconscious on the street. When I woke up, the memory of the house fire was gone. I couldn't remember anything except my original background. Dad also completely forgot who I was. After that, I was sent to the orphanage. Ace looked deeply at Jean and without saying a word. At this moment, he felt very guilty in his heart. Ice Cube, what's with that expression? It's all in the past. Now Dad has remembered that I'm his daughter. After I graduate and start working, when I earn more money, I'll be able to bring Dad back to live with me. Jean will become the most powerful billionaire in the future. The next second, Jean started asking Ace, Ice Cube, where are you from? Why did you come here? I'll tell you slowly later. It's too late today. Let's go to sleep. An hour later, Jean fell asleep on another bed. At this time, Ace came to his side again, touching his hand. And I came here because of you. Before that night, when the snowball hit your house, the Blood Clan and Fire Clan had been at war for years. Both sides' forces were damaged, and the Blood Clan also fell into silence due to a great battle. The leader told me that if this continues, the entire clan would fall into an icy slumber. We don't have much time left. He mentioned Jean Jia, but back then, my existence brought them great harm. Hundreds of years ago, Jin's ancestors had an alliance with us. Jin's descendants live in the human world, inheriting the key to save and protect the Blood Clan. But what exactly this key is and how to activate it, you need to figure out yourself. That time was the result of the Fire Clan's reckless provocation. It wasn't your fault. When I saw Anne again, she had already changed from a little girl to a young lady. But she no longer remembered me, and I still hadn't discovered the key that could save the Blood Clan within her. Later, I slowly realized that when I faced her, my heart had feelings it had never experienced before. Even my ability to control ice and snow became uncontrollable. These were all things I never expected. What exactly is that legendary key that can save the Blood Clan? No matter what the final result is, I want you to always be safe. Ace held Jean and Anne's hand on the bed, saying many things. The next morning, Jean woke up to find he wasn't in bed. He was a bit puzzled. It's strange, where did Ice Cube go? Perhaps he went to the film set to continue earning money to pay off debts. At this time, Ace brought old Jean to the courtyard. He then asked old Jean, "Mr. Jean, do you remember me? Bringing people here so early in the morning? Are you not letting people sleep?" At this time, old Jean didn't speak to him properly. Then he started playing with a pet dog nearby. Ace looked at the confused old Jean, feeling extremely guilty. He felt he had let him down. This scene was just witnessed by Jean, and who had just gotten up. Ace has been acting strange lately. Time passed quickly. 20 days later, it was time for school to start. Today, Jean wore very beautiful clothes. She felt that a lot had happened during the holiday. This holiday, he had been constantly unsettled. At this time, she decided to focus properly. After all, she couldn't miss out on this semester's scholarship. Thinking of this, she suddenly turned her head. "Come out. I knew you would follow." Unexpectedly, the next second, the puppy walked out from behind a tree. Jean saw it was him and instantly felt awkward. "I'm sorry. I mistook you for someone else. I thought it was my friend." The next moment, the puppy stammered, "Jean? Senior, actually, I like you." Because in the past, Ace always followed behind her. That's why the previous incident happened. At this moment, Jean rejected him. Unexpectedly, this guy's face was quite thick. Leaving with a "I won't give up," he then ran off. Because Ace didn't send her to school today, Jean was feeling down. Even during class, she was absent-minded. In the past, Ice Cube was always behind me. Now I feel like he's avoiding me. Did I do something to make him dislike me? Or does he have a girl he likes? That's right. It must be because I made him go to the film set to be a prop master. So he's unhappy. Because Jean wasn't paying attention in class, the teacher noticed. Then she was called over by the teacher to be scolded. What Jean didn't know was that Ace was outside watching her now. And Anne's original life should be like this. Now, once again because of me, she's caught up in unnecessary conflicts. And the energy in my body is also reacting gradually as the Blood Clan sleeps and the speed of Ice Ceiling increases. I don't have much time left. What should I do? In fact, Ace's body was slowly starting to become transparent. That's why he was avoiding Jean, afraid she would notice something was wrong. Now it was time for afternoon dismissal. After Jean returned home, she looked for Ace. "Ice Cube, we won't go to the film set to do props anymore." To her surprise, Ace wasn't in the room. Then she anxiously searched the living room and balcony, but couldn't find Ace. Finally, she found him in the bathroom. At this time, he was taking a cold bath. Jean saw this scene and was extremely worried. "Ice Cube, what's wrong? Are you hurt? It's all my fault. To earn money, I made you go to the prop department. You used up all your energy making it snow." Jean hugged him, crying with deep remorse. The next second, Ace said, "I just have a cold and fever. I'm taking a cold bath to lower my temperature." "You fool, you're lying. Last time when you were hurt, you told me to soak you in ice water and ice cubes." "I still remember all that." Jean hugged him, feeling heartbroken. Because of the intimate contact, Ace's power clearly went out of control again. The water in the bathtub froze. At this moment, Jean was hugging him tightly, her body pressed closely against his chest. Ace knew that if this continued, his power would seriously lose control. It might even harm innocent people. The next second, he looked at Jean seriously, "I'm not wearing anything right now." Hearing he wasn't wearing clothes, Jean was instantly shocked. She said he was being a pervert. Ace then shifted the responsibility to her. "You're the one who rushed in just now." After Jean left, Ace thought to himself, "I must find a way to save the Blood Clan without using an in." At this time, the Blood Clan's leader urged Ace again. "Prince, the Blood Clan doesn't have much time left. Have you found the Jean family's key?" "I haven't found it yet." "Then bring that girl back first. If the Fire Clan gets ahead of us now and finds the scepter through the Jean family first, you know the consequences." "Elder, why should our two clans' war involve an innocent girl? I won't bring her here to be imprisoned." Now it was the next morning. Jean came to find Red Hair. After he opened the door, he asked Jinan, "Why did you suddenly come over?" And then, "Mr. He's sorry to bother you. I wanted to ask, have you seen—" Red Hair invited her in to talk. Looking at Jinan, he thought, "I was just wondering how to approach you, but I didn't expect you to come to me first." The next second, Red Hair poured her a glass of water. Then he asked Jinan what happened, telling her to explain slowly. "Mr. He, tell me the truth. Who exactly is Ace? Why are you suddenly coming to ask me this?" Ace is getting stranger and stranger now. He often disappears suddenly, then suddenly comes back after a while, soaking in ice water to heal. Today he's gone again. I've seen you too often talking in private. I also know you both can do different magic. Now, besides Ace himself, you might be the only one who can solve this mystery. At this time, Red Hair walked behind Jean and, "Do you really want to know?" Meanwhile, on the other side, Ace was being scolded by the Ice and Snow leader. Absolutely outrageous. Is this what a Blood Clan prince should say? For a mortal, disregarding your clan's life and death. How will you face your clansmen? Who knows what this key on an Anne's body actually is? Will it destroy her? The life and death of the Blood Clan. If it requires sacrificing an innocent human as the price, how will the Blood Clan face the world? Ace's speech nearly made the leader cough up blood and fall. Ace quickly stepped forward to support him. "Prince, you've fallen in love?" "Clan leader, don't worry. I won't disregard the clan's life and death. But I also absolutely won't allow anyone to harm Jinan. I will find a solution as soon as possible." At this time, on Red Hair's side, he had already told her Ace's true identity. The next second, Jinan exploded. "Blood Clan Prince? You're not joking with me, are you? Is Ace really the Blood Clan Prince?" "Yes, I'm not joking with you. But the Blood Clan Prince will never fall in love with anyone, let alone an ordinary human." Now the Blood Clan is facing ice ceiling. Ace, as the prince, might be the first to turn into an ice cube. I ask you, do you want to save him? After learning the truth, Jinan stood there dumbfounded. A moment later, she came to her senses and immediately asked Red Hair what to do. Jinan told Red Hair to give her one more day, then she would go with him. Now, Jinan was walking home absent-mindedly. Unexpectedly, when she opened the door, she found that Ace had returned. Ace asked her with a serious expression where she had been. Jinan pretended to be happy and said she had classes at school today. The next second, her expression darkened again. She looked at Ace's hand that was becoming almost transparent. She thought to herself, "He's in this state, yet he still won't tell me anything." The next second, Jinan put on a cute face again and said she wouldn't go to school tomorrow, wanted to go on a date with Ace. He didn't verbally agree to Jean and Anne's request. But the next day, Ace showed up anyway. They rode a 4D roller coaster, spinning continuously in the air. Then they also tried the drop tower and Ferris wheel, among others. They tried all the most thrilling rides here. After stopping, Ace said, "It was so high. Weren't you scared? With you by my side, I'm not afraid of anything." Hearing this, Ace decided to take her to play something even more interesting. Surprisingly, Ace brought her to the carousel. Jinan then told Ice Cube Ace, "Actually, I've been a coward since childhood. I only dared to ride the carousel. Your company makes me feel a sense of security I've never felt before. While you're still by my side, I want to try things I never dared to try before." Ace told her not to talk nonsense. Then he held her hand and took her to ride the carousel. After Jinan sat down, Ace looked at her beautiful face. He thought to himself, "To revive the Blood Clan, I've already decided to find a way on my own. In the future, I won't disturb the Jean family's life again. Your life should have been this simple and happy originally. If it wasn't for my appearance back then, your life would probably be even better. This is how you should have been all along. This time, I absolutely can't let you fall into such a predicament again." 5 minutes later, Jinan got off and stood in front of him. Unexpectedly, the next second she made a surprising move. She suddenly hugged Ace and shed tears of sadness. "Ice Cube, thank you. Thank you for appearing in my life." At this moment, Ace's heart was filled with mixed emotions. The next moment, he reached out his hand, ready to hug Jinan but instantly abandoned the idea. The next day, Jinan was walking on her way to find Red Hair. She thought to herself, "When I was young, I couldn't protect my most important family. Now I want to use all my strength to protect the person I love." When Red Hair saw her, he asked suspiciously, "Have you made up your mind? Hurry up, cut the crap. Don't dawdle." After Jinan finished speaking, Red Hair closed his mouth and stopped talking nonsense. He reached out his hand and began to use his power. They were instantly surrounded by some kind of force. At this time, it was time for school. A girl was pulling Shui Yuning, saying, "Senior, look quickly." Unexpectedly, it was Ace who came to school. His silver hairstyle, delicate features, and good physique captivated the girls at the university. The next second, he walked up to Shui Yuning and asked, "Didn't Ning come to school today?" "No, she didn't." "What's wrong? Is there something?" This guy was so rude. Upon hearing that Jean and wasn't at school, he turned and left, leaving Shui Yuning completely bewildered. At this moment, Ace thought to himself, "Was yesterday just to say goodbye to me? Why say goodbye like that?" Meanwhile, Red Hair brought Jean into a mysterious place. Here he told her that between the Fire Clan and Blood Clan territories, there was a no-man's land. The scepter with the highest energy was there, but no one from either the Blood or Fire Clan could retrieve it. There was a rumor that only an outsider could take it out. "Then how do you know I can?" "How would you know if you don't try? But I'm quite surprised that you really dared to come here. I didn't expect your feelings for Ace to be so deep. If you could have saved hiding back then, wouldn't you have done the same as me?"